October 2015. CIA Headquarters Virginia, John Brennan, head of CIA, received call from unknown number. He hesitates a second, then picks up.
Hello, John Brennan.
Who's this?
This might have looked like an ordinary prank call, but John Brennan happened to be one of the most powerful men on the earth.
What do you want?
He laughed and said, "We want $5 trillion.
Who's this? How did you get this number?
He replied,
It was so easy.
Why you are doing this?
We want to stop bombing on Middle East, especially Palestine.
After investigation about caller, it was found that across the Atlantic and the house in the West Midland of England, Leicestershire, it was 15-year-old kid who didn't know that what he just did. He call himself Kraka and have community called Kraka with attitude. How and why he hacked CIA? You will find out this information further in this video. We will have to go back to 2008 to find out. In 2008, there was another boy in the state of USA, Virginia, known as Default, who was so fond of video games that he started making some changes in the game's programming. In order to win in video games, he would change online games like Counter-Strike to his own account and win easily by changing the rules. He makes cheats, and this gives him the first taste of using computer, the thing that you are not supposed to exciting powerful things. He learned everything about computers, how computers work, and how to use them as per his. Well, he learned all these things from internet. Default got inspiration for all these things from a group called Anonymous, which was very famous in 2008 and made headlines of the news all the time. This group used to hack big websites and write their own message on them to raise their voice. They have hackers from worldwide which works together. Seeing all this, Default also started to enter the world of hacking. Default started hacking small websites, but he wanted to do something bigger, so he also needed a hacking group, and he joined a group called AnonSec. This group had hacked many websites before, but these hacks were often done for political purposes. These groups used botnets, that is, they created viruses on the internet and spread them, and any computer that the virus entered would come under their control. Default noticed that the botnet contained a computer belonging to a medical college in Canada. Because being a member of AnonSec, Default also had access to this network. Default hacked it and gained access to its financial records. He found that the college owed $9 million to students. All the records were now in Default hand, and he deleted all the data. Default's first hacking was successful, and due to this the entire college system got ruined. So this first hacking was done by him as a mischief. But the next hacking was done in anger in 2014. Denmark passed a shameful law that allowed sexual abuse of animals, causing outrage among animal rights activists around the world. Default also had a dog that he loved too much, so he angrily hacked Denmark's official website with his group. Not only that, but he hacked all the website, which were in the favor of this law, by attacking through botnet. The news of the hacking of Denmark's website spread all over the world, and the entire world show hate by this action of Denmark's. People criticized it. Denmark could not bear this pressure, and finally the next year, Denmark dismissed this law. Default succeeded in its goal the first time, but people began to give credit to the Anonymous group, which often made headlines. Default did not like this, that he did so much, but someone else is taking the credit. He also did not disclose his identity like other hackers because he knew that if he was traced due to hacking, the results would be terrible. He normally didn't use the Wi-Fi of his house, but he had a satellite connection, and it was also installed far away from his house. And from there to his home, he used to use a private network to access the internet, because can't compromise on security. His computer was also so secure that it took him 30 minutes to on, but he waits for it. Till now you know about two characters of this story, the Kraka who live in England and Default who live in USA. Before 2013, these two didn't know each other until an accident happened, but after it they became together. Edward Joseph Snowden, a computer intelligence consultant at the National Intelligence Agency, was working on an American project when he discovered that the CIA was using every internet user's personal data for its own purposes without their consent. He wants to public this secret, but he knows that living in America, He can't do this because government will get him crime of leaking government's secret information, so he got leave and gone. Hong Kong, where he opened it up to the world by putting it in front of journalists. As soon as this news was leaked, the entire world was shocked and outraged that their data was being used without permission and their movements were being monitored. The purpose of Krakow and Default was same. Because Krakow wanted to take revenge of attack on Gaza, and Default want to get revenge of his country people privacy that are used by CIA. In response to this, Default and Krakow contacted and made a plan to hack the CIA. First of all, they made public the phone number of James Clapper, the head of the American National Intelligence Agency, which means that if someone were to Google it, it would be easily available to him. Now they wanted to hack another high-profile man. So they embarked on a mission to hack CIA Director John Brennan. Krakow began searching the internet for John Brennan and found John Brennan's public phone number, which was from Verizon Company. He called Verizon's internal tech team as an employee of the same company and said he was trying to solving a customer's problem, but there seems to be technical issue with my system. Verizon asked for PIN code to confirm his identity that he already hacked. Now Krakow has John Brennan's account number, backup mobile number, addresses, and last 4 digits of bank card number. Now the next step was to hack Brennan's email. He found out that instead of Yahoo or Gmail, he uses an email of company called AOL. He called to the team of AOL that I forgot my password and I want to reset it for verification. The support team asked that please provide us last 4 digits of bank account to confirm. He told the digits to support team member he already had and gained access to the email. Now Brennan's email was in the hand of Krakow. Access of email of director of CIA, who was just 15-year-old and had. He opened John Brennan's private email, which contained all emails and top secret documents, including officers' data, their private security, numbers, and instructions from government. By the time Brennan got the news that his email account had been hacked, he immediately closed his account, but it was too late as Krakow had downloaded all the data to him. One by one, the Krakow began to make public all the official documents, causing an uproar across the United States. A few days after calling John Brennan, Krakow leaked the personal information of 9,000 agents of Justice Department and 20,000 FBI agents on social media. Now it became a compulsion for them to catch these hackers. They had to catch them in any situation, but they could not get any single evidence about them. They probably wouldn't have been caught if the Default didn't make this mistake when Default once drunkenly told his friend that he was behind the CIA hack. After doing all this, Krakow was living his life comfortably and thought that it was impossible to catch him. Just this mistake took both Default and Krakow. After a few days, the FBI raided Default's room and dragged him away. During the interrogation, Krakow's name also came up and he was arrested by the British police. The real name of Krakow is Kane Gamble and the real name of Default is Justin Gray Liverman. Due to his young age, Krakow was sentenced to 2 years of imprisonment, while his Default, who was not directly involved in it, was sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment. Now both are free from prison and pursuing their career in cybersecurity. Tell me in the comments they did right or wrong.